All right. Let's see how we're sounding here. Let's see here. All right. So we're going to be talking about homers. My mic decided to cut out from the last one. And since the mic decided to cut out, I wanted to give a recap of my favorite picks. There we go. Making sure it was working. All right. So my favorite guys to go yard today. Got them all written down here because my notes app decided it didn't want to work for me. First game that we're going to look at is we got the Twins at the Guardians. Twins at the Guardians. We're going to go with Royce Lewis and Chase DeLauder. And then Royce is my favorite guy there. Pull it up and I'm going to break down why. So Royce is going to be going up against Parker from the Guardians. Royce, where you at? Where you at? See, Chase DeLauder's lefty. Chase looks good, just with having Rojas being on the like smaller sample, Royce Lewis has the favorable platoon matchup versus Parker, and then recent form looks really good. He's got a 93.3 average exit velocity, 46.7 hard hit, 6.7% barrel. So Royce Lewis is my guy from that one. And then the next game, we got the Phillies at the Dodgers. You got a lot of hard hitters there. Let's get switched over there. You got Robleski on the mound and Wheeler on the mound. Phillies and Dodgers, my favorite matchup is going to be for Max Muncy. And then you got Shohei Ohtani and you got Edmundo Sosa. Muncy's got 14 plate appearances against Wheeler, with 2 of those being homers. Average EV barrel and everything looks good for him. Shohei looks good too. Obviously, there's more value in Muncy. And then on the flip side, Schwarber's a little cold. There's also a little value when it comes to Schwarber bombs at this point. And then Edmundo Sosa is my guy for the Phillies. Tons of value there. You're sitting at like plus 750. His last 15 and 60 at bats and days look great. Matchup looks good. Let's see. He's got the platoon advantage. Robleski's allowed the same amount of homers per platoon side, but he's given up more barrel to righties. So if you're thinking in terms of value too, Sosa's the guy. Pirates at Yankees. You got Valdez, Ben Rice, and Ryan McMahon. Number one guy is going to be Ben Rice. The Pirates are throwing out Bubba Chandler to the mound, who's given up 8.7% barrel and 8 homers to lefties. And Ben Rice matches up perfect there. So we're going to go Ben Rice is our number one. Next game, you got Tampa Bay Rays, Toronto Blue Jays. Only guys we're throwing out today is going to be on the Rays. I don't like any of the Blue Jays lineup versus Gosman, so we're going to go with for the Tampa Bay Rays. Victor Mesa Jr. is my number one, Jonathan being my number two. And then Orioles at Red Sox. If you were on the live stream before my mic cut out, I said I like the Red Sox matchup here a lot today. The only Baltimore player we're going to run is going to be Kobe Mayo. I don't like taking guys to go yard on Ranger Suarez, and the Red Sox have been an absolute gas can as of late. Kobe has homered on Suarez before, so he's the only Oriole we're taking. And then we're going to run Wilson Contreras and Wilyer Abreu from Boston, Contreras being the number one guy. Next game, we got the San Diego Padres at the Atlanta Braves. Go Braves. I had a pretty long short list on that one, but settled down to righties have the platoon advantage when it comes to Walker Buehler. He's got 8 out of 12 homers allowed. Righties, 11.6% barrel. Austin Riley has the platoon advantage. Recent form is great. We're taking Austin Riley as the number 1 guy. And then we're rolling Matt Olson and Ty France. Next game, we got the Giants at the Royals. We took 1 guy from each side. So Tyler's on the mound for the Giants. He's allowed more barrel to righties, 10.1% over 5.7. And then the best guy that lined up there to me was Bobby Witt Jr. And then on the flip side, you got Avila on the mound, who's allowed pretty much even across the board. Best looking guy on that side is going to be Bryce Eldridge. He's my favorite from that game. So Bryce Eldridge number 1, Bobby Witt Jr. number 2. Mets at Brewers. I see this with the potential to be a good standout breakout spot for Sproat. Only guy I like is Juan Soto. And then on the other side, you got Zach Thornton on the mound for the Mets, and Gary Sanchez and Andrew Vaughn are the guys I'm taking there. Sanchez being my favorite. Next game, we got the Detroit Tigers at the Chicago Cubs. Framber Valdez on the mound for the Tigers. Peterson on the mound for the Cubs. Jake Rogers is my guy here overall for the game, and then Seiya Suzuki being number 2. You got pretty favorable weather there too. Looks like 20 miles an hour wind blowing out, so definitely take a look there. White Sox at Rangers up next. And then the only 2 I'm taking are going to be from the Rangers. I'm not taking anyone from the White Sox here. They got Noah Schultz on the mound for the White Sox, and he gives up more barrel, and all of his home runs so far this year have been to righties. So we're running Justin Foscue and Wyatt Langford. Wyatt Langford is my number 1 guy from that game. Marlins at Astros. Let's get them pulled up here. Marlins at Astros. We got Tyler Phillips on the mound and Tatsuya Amai on the mound. Tyler Phillips is on the mound for the Marlins. He's given up more barrel and more homers to lefties. We're going to go with Alvarez. Looks really good. And then let's swap around here. You got Tatsuya on the mound for Houston, and he's given up more barrel and almost all of his home runs to lefties. Griffin Konine matches up perfectly. Konine is my favorite guy from that game, just on how he matches up for 1, and 2, the value is much better than it is with Alvarez. Up next, we've got the Nationals at the Rockies. You got Miles on the mound for Washington and Michael Lorenzen on the mound for the Rockies. Let's see. Let's go. Lorenzen's on the mound for the Rockies. He's given up 10 homers and then 12% barrel to lefties. My top guy there is CJ Abrams, and then Dalen Lyle looks really good and a little bit better in terms of value. I like CJ Abrams with more confidence. And then on the other side, you got Miles on the mound, who's allowed 12 homers to righties with a 9.6% barrel. Hunter Goodman is my favorite from that game. Up next, we've got the Athletics at the Diamondbacks. And I'm only taking guys from the Diamondbacks. The A's are throwing out Perkins to the mound, who's allowed 9% barrel and 6 homers to righties. My guys there are going to be Kepler, even though he's a lefty, matches up pretty well. And then Ketel Marte. Marte is my favorite. And for the last game of the slate recap, if I can find it here, we got the Reds and the Mariners. I'm not picking anyone from the Mariners. They got Chase Burns on the mound for Cincinnati, and he's a lot more of a gas can. Luis Castillo on the mound for Seattle. And let's see here. He's got versus lefties, 10 homers and 12% barrel allowed. Ellie De La Cruz is my guy. And then after that would be Nate Lowe. Both look good. De La Cruz is my favorite. If you want my favorite pairings, parlays, and everything in between, make sure you join the Discord. Everything's going to be there. But these are the guys I like for my slate. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want this kind of breakdown every single day, I do it in my Discord. So make sure you hit that up. And I will see you guys the next time after we cash more dingers, boy.